Melinda's VCR party Tuesday night. I'm Joe, that's Nick, and there's Steve and George. Yeah.
This is the show where we watch VHS tapes, old crummy VHS tapes. We've got an office full of, I'm going to say 12,000 at this point, because we got a ton over the holidays. People gave us tapes when we were on tour in December. And, you know, we're back at thrift stores. We're finding stuff. It's overflowing.
I think it's safe to say that we're nearing 12,000, and it's good ones. And by the way, all unique, no doubles. We're not counting doubles in that at all. But good ones. People know what we like now. We don't have to really do any work anymore. People send us good stuff. I think somebody gave this to us on tour. Women and Tobacco, the 7 Deadly Myths. There's 7 deadly myths about women and tobacco, unusually specific.
If I quit, I'll get fat. That's a myth. I can't quit. Smoking isn't that dangerous. It's not hurting anyone but me. I won't get hooked. Light cigarettes are safe. Smoking is safer than doing illicit drugs.
Yeah. So
and
Nick, what I was
mint chewing tobacco tastes delicious. That's another myth. Based on my experience last week.
Did you vomit?
No, but I was nauseous. I was awfully nauseous. So yeah, it was not a pleasant experience for me.
You're not hooked.
Not hooked. I went cold turkey after last week.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Luckily I was able to.
Not a lot of people can do that. Here's another one that we got on the road. I know we have his VHS tape, but look at this. Hollywood dog training program. Do you remember who gave us this?
I can't remember, but inside I remember them showing me that there's also cassette tapes.
Yes, look at that. There's a book. I mean, you got to really be wanting to take this seriously to train your dog to be a Hollywood dog. Like you're essentially a stage dad. Yeah, Nick, Marty, does he have a chance?
Let's see. No. I was looking to see if he was down here. He's in the other room, so I can't even get him to stay here. If that's any indication.
Well, they have a chapter in here about how their penises must be sheathed.
Ooh, so, yeah, it doesn't bode well.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Marty's going to star in Empty Nest anytime soon.
Don't give up. All right.
No Dreyfus. Should we start off with a classic?
Let's do it.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
Okay, so this one I wanted to include because we have Dan Opsal on today, who's the flubmaster. I look forward to this show every single year. We already pre-taped it, and I had tears in my eyes like every single time because we're all flub aficionados. Nick, you, me, and Dan, of course. Like he's the flubmaster. So lots of fun. And so I played this one last year for him. It's a sweepstakes video. It has one of the best flubs ever in it. But also, I'm doing a sweepstakes right now for my 14-year-old underwear that bootleg South Park and Simpsons. The elastic's gone.
Thailand,
Thailand,
it came from overseas. It's an import.
Yeah. If you want to be a part of the sweepstakes, actually, watch this video first. I think it'll give you some good pointers on how to submit to a sweepstakes.
A fur coat.
Yeah. I want to do a montage called Secrets, and it's all of our secrets video, like secrets of whatever, secrets of winning sweepstakes, secrets of, there's so many secrets video. We just do a montage called Secrets.
That's good. I like it. So,
hi, I'm Patrick Van Horn. Come along with me now
Mickey in
as
the
we
back.
discover the secrets of winning sweepstakes.
I don't mind that sweater.
I like to take risks.
There it is.
And
sweepstakes enthusiast. One of the funniest chyrons of all time.
Jim Makacha, sweepstakes enthusiast. All right, listen to it again.
I like to take risks, and
He doesn't even get it right the second time. It's more like a risk. I like to take risks.
I like to take risks, and I like to do things of chance, and I like to think that something good will come.
Do things of chance. Just not very articulate in general.
I was gonna say that. Do things of chance.
And I like to think that something good will come in the future.
I like to think that something good will come of the future.
I have a very good skill with it, and I have kind of a knack about doing it.
One car.
So I want to put that skill to use, and hopefully I'll win some very
Thumbs
valuable
up.
prizes in the near future.
Now, do any of these big winners do anything special to their entries? Author Bill Danch is a big fan of color and decoration.
I am one of the old faithful who believe in colors and slightly different envelope sizes. I use the legal size, true, but not.
It's the first time that sentence has ever been uttered.
I'm a big fan of colors of different envelope sizes.
But not as much as the others.
He's known in the sweepstakes community as that.
And the others have paid off more for me than the legal size. And if you do use a legal size envelope, try to use a pastel color, because girls are picking these from piles usually, and they like pastel colors. I think decoration helps. Again, only one judge agrees with me, but he is a judge with one of the bigger firms.
He's like super famous judge. Like only one judge agrees with me on this, but he's just like, he's good. He's a good one. Trust me.
One of the top firms.
All right, here goes the drawing. So the drawing, you think like it's gonna be this big, like awesome, like
Big hopper.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they got that.
The exciting moment
There it
What
is.
we're going to do here is
where
select
somebody's
the prize
risks will
winners.
pay off.
We're here in the warehouse with the fluorescent lights. I mean, look at that fucking hopper, though. I mean, that hopper means business.
Yeah.
It makes our hopper look like a pile of
Looks
puke.
like a vaulting horse.
It does.
Now she's a woman, but she can sense the pastel colors through the
Through her
blindfold.
fingers, yeah. And there's
Right,
only
okay.
one judge that agrees with him on this.
Sweepstakes. We
Real
will
maverick.
blindfold the drawer. You'll notice that she has a glove on.
Why?
And then we'll drive her out to Long Island to a sex party.
Fidelio.
Thank you, George.
The exciting music and the. Oh, there we go. Okay. I like that they wore ties for this too.
The winner is One Car 7 from Illinois.
We have a winner.
His Ricks paid off.
It's Rick.
And they just leave
Like,
a blindfold.
I know.
there.
He's like, guys.
Found a week later, dead.
Can I take this off yet?
I need to get home.
Now we will select an alternate winner for the grand prize.
These people
In case
are
somebody
really-
doesn't claim the. In case somebody doesn't claim that stuffed Mickey Mouse from Oreos, there's a runner-up.
Phew.
Grand prize.
These people are really going to be happy. They're from Alaska.
There it is.
Joe's
I mean, that's a great video.
Shirts away.
Yeah.
These people
Wow.
are really going to be happy.
Yeah.
Well, Dan Opsal is a former writer on.
Well, wait,
Tonight-
before we get that, I want to know who
Oh, yeah?
Steve's selling out to.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that. You got a new background.
I do. Yes, we are selling out to Jonathan Meyer, Melinda Jonathan Meyer. It's a promotion for his. He does regular video game streams at twitch.tv/bogus meat factory. You'll see it above me, and he does the Monday, Wednesdays. You'll see the times up there. They
Cool logo.
yeah, it's very cool. They cover video games from the 80s to today, covering every genre and platform. They did recently open up a Hall of Butts digital art gallery, which is fully explorable in 3D and VR. And they also do a podcast, the Literate Pixel podcast, which is a bi-weekly podcast with his friend Nick as well.
Oh, he has a friend named Nick too?
Wow.
Wow. Nice.
Yep.
Parallel
And they read-
lives.
Yeah, they read review and books based off of video games and include some absurd audio drama segments as well. And that's at anchor.fm/literate pixel podcast. So please support the Melindas that support us and check out both his Twitch stream and the podcast as well.
Sounds cool. Sounds like we always get the good ones.
Interactive gallery of butts. I mean, I
Yeah.
like that that's an advertiser.
I
just
didn't know
like
if
that
I didn't know if I heard that correctly. Is that what it is? An interactive gallery
art-
of butts?
Yes. So it's a digital art gallery that is fully explorable in 3D and in VR that highlights the great butts of the 16-bit era Shining Force series.
Oh, the Shining Force video game from the 16-bit era. It's just their butts.
Yeah, I think so. I
Wow.
haven't checked it out yet.
I know
This
where
is
I'm going to after this. Once we get done taping here.
I'm going during the show. This is
Yeah.
far too important. But Dan Opsal is one of our favorite guests. He's a writer. Well, he used to be a writer on the Tonight Show, and now he directs like really high-profile commercials and other hilarious videos with our other buddy John Haskell, and just one of my favorite guests. So.
Yeah, he's a director now, and he's a master of flubs. And I remember meeting him years ago, and because he worked with my wife, and he's like, "Do you get into flubs?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." It was just like we had this connection, and we did it last year, and man, the laughs. The
flub,
laughs.
somebody's screwing up in some sort of live TV format, usually, or sometimes on a commercial, and either he's very good at noticing very slight reactions to somebody flubbing. You know, like little things like an eye twitch or things like that.
He's an academic when it comes to this, and it's like he knows what he's talking about. He's a scholar of flubs.
Yes.
So all right, take it away, Dan.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Show us 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 your raviolis.
Hi, Dan.
It's Danny, the
Hi.
Flubman Opsal, is back again
That's
for
me.
the annual rundown of the flubs. Yeah.
Oh, I'm honored. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, we got a lot of flubs to show you. I'm sure you have a lot of flubs for us. It's been like a year and a half. My flub folder was full, and I'm excited to show you.
And you've got new stuff too, Dan. You got new flubs you noticed over the last year.
Oh yeah, yep. In fact, there were some like within like a day or two after our last flub date. I was so upset that I had to wait this long to share them.
Do you think
it's been a good year.
Do you think there are more flubs in this day and age than there are in the past, or what do you think?
I think so. I mean, this is kind of it's been a weird couple of years. I think people are on edge. They're a little nervous. Their vocation, their verbality is a little bit off.
Mhm.
So I think maybe it is just these nervous times.
And I feel like there's a lot more live stuff now, like Facebook has live stuff, and there's more means to record it, and so that you can harvest more flubs. It's a good time to be alive.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what live shows are really the where the great flubs are percolated.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of live shows, last time you were on, we talked about a remembered flub from Saturday Night Live, and it was Dana Carvey's mom on the Mother's Day episode in the 90s saying, kind of doing George Bush, and instead of saying not gonna do it, wouldn't be prudent, she said not gonna do it. That was our recollection of that. And we put a call out to our viewers. We're like, hey, does anybody have a tape of this somewhere? We've asked friends who are big at, they work at NBC, but that episode was just kind of lost seemingly until a guy named Honeydew Wilkins sent us, he goes, guys, I found it. He had the special on VHS, sent us the original VHS. And I believe we emailed this to you, Dan, but here's the actual flub.
Well, Mom, who could cause you to behave in such a manner? Could it be Satan? Nathan? No.
Good echo, Mom.
That's not it. Maybe George Bush.
It wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Not gonna doubt it. No.
So it was interesting because it was slightly different than I remembered it. It was I always said not gonna do it, but it's more like not gonna doubt it.
Yeah, not gonna doubt it.
Can we listen to it one more time? I want to listen to the audience's reaction because it seems like they want to laugh, but then they kind of pull back a little bit because of the flub.
It wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Not gonna doubt it. No. How about Carl?
Yeah, she also breaks character pretty easily, I think. In that too.
Dan, what do you think about her recovery on that though? Like she did and then she did this laugh, and then
Yeah, she very clearly. I mean, that's the sort of tragedy of this moment, that because so clearly, like the audience was just like so revved up and ready to kind of hear these classic catchphrases, and so they knew that line was coming, and the fact that it was said wrong was just like disappointing. So like, I don't really want to laugh at that because they were thrown off guard, and you can immediately see her discomfort, which is a key part of any great flub. Is like even just like little micro reactions, a little eye dart or, oh, you know, an eyebrow raise, you can just, you know, they screwed up, but they know this is live. I got to just power through.
That's right. You refer to them as micro reactions, and I think that's exactly it. I think that's something we have to watch for in all the flubs that we watch today.
Yeah, here's her micro reactions. Oops. There's a little like pullback of oops.
It's my big moment, you know.
What is the right response to a flub? Is it to power through? Is it to pretend that it didn't happen?
I mean, for me as a flub hound, I mean, I want them to just power through. I mean, those are the best ones of all time, are just a flub that, you know, as egregious as it can be, but then knowing, you know what, I you know, maybe give me a little bit of a micro reaction, but then power through, because it's live. You can't laugh. You can't, you know, even really good ones, if they then correct themselves, it kind of takes some of the funniness away.
Right.
So absolutely.
Yeah. So that's this one's kind of right on the edge, you know.
Yeah. I have 11 flubs that I pulled from the last year since we've had you on last, and they're all pretty short. So do you want to just should we just go for it? Should we just dive in?
Yeah, let's dive. I guess we won't be able to stop and analyze every one probably, but the notable ones, let's stop.
Maybe we can though, Nick.
Okay, sure.
By the way, I found this on Google Images. It's a hat that says "I heart flubs," and yeah, it has a drum set on there too. So I wonder yeah.
Wait, what is this? Well, first of all, what did you Google to find this?
Just flubs in Google Images. I wanted to see what came up for that. And this is one of the first things that came up. So
I can't believe you were Google imaging and not Google videoing.
Oh, that's true.
Flubs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
A flub is a low tom drum in drum lines, apparently. So that's what that is. Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
Is that something you knew, or
no? I just looked it up.
After?
I just looked it up because I was curious.
Well, I know what I'm getting Dan for his birthday this year. All right, here's the first one. This one comes from a video we showed called Rock's Winning Workout Without Weights. It's this amateur exercise video put up by this guy named Rock and his buddies. And Rock flubs a lot, but here's one of my favorite ones.
But now we're going to show you one more exercise for the tricep and shoulders, which you just did.
That's good. There are a couple in there.
Yeah, exactly. What did you think about that recovery? Was there a micro reaction?
You know, I think it was pretty great. He seemed like his confidence never wavered for a millisecond in there, even though he flubbed about 3 times in about half a second.
Let's do one more.
Trap.
There is. You get like 2 for 1 flubs in that one. Yeah.
But now we're going to show you one more exercise for the tricep and shoulders, which you just did.
So I think the micro reaction was him adjusting his glasses there at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Can I see that one more time? I gotta watch this physicality.
Yeah, you want to say it slow?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Tricep and shoulders, which you just did.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, good call. That's exactly what it is. When you're uncomfortable like that, it's like you need something, like adjust the collar, put your hands in your pockets.
It's almost like
the brow.
Look at the ground.
Like a sleight of hand, like a magician might do. It's just like, oh, what flub? And it's just like, and then it disappears into the ether.
It's a misdirection.
That's right. All right. Good thing we're here, because he was so smooth that nobody would notice except us 3.
Yep, first glance.
Joe, we found this Joe Piscopo Halloween special this year. It was live.
Oh, wow.
It was on HBO. It was a live Halloween special on HBO, and HBO has been trying to bury this thing. Like, they'd completely deleted it out of their library. You have to watch it, Dan. It's so it's on.
You
it's on YouTube.
mean now? Like it's Joe Piscopo now, or
no? This is like I think it's 80s.
Post SNL, but 80s.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's late 80s or so. And he's on stage and he has this great flub. And he's at, I think it's USC or UCLA or some California school. Yeah, just take a listen. I'm going to show a little lead up to it too, where he's just on stage. He just seems like a madman. Here it is.
But it's nice to be here. We are live across America. We are live. We are live. We have got a legendary NFL player, probably the greatest Oakland Raider of all time. Please, he wrote a book, Cruising with the Twos, John Matuzak.
NFL player.
NF player.
Yeah.
You did do a correction, but yeah.
I mean, he's a pro. He's on stage a lot. He probably flubs a lot because he wasn't that strong of a cast member. But he's still a pro. He's still on stage all the time. He knows how to power through a flub.
Yeah, and I guess he's not, if you really break it down, he's not that far off. He's basically saying national football player, NF player.
Right.
So,
He just left off the league.
Okay, here's the video that won Video of the Year for VCR Party 2021. It's called Elimination, the First Step. And it's this guy who has this like new age cure for cleaning out your colon. And it's it's such a great video. I mean, there's a reason it won our best video of the year. But this is he's telling this joke and he flubs the punchline, which is always dangerous. He can't flub the punchline. So all right, here, take a listen.
I have a great friend in Switzerland because I travel all over the world. And he says, you know what the weirdest thing is about you Americans? And I said, what? And he says, you never wash your asses. I didn't know what it was in Switzerland. I thought it was a sink for midget all these years. But they have bidets and they wash.
I thought it was a sink for midget all these days. And you can hear the
It's supposed to be a sink for right?
or for
midgets.
Yeah. Right.
And then you can see the audience wants to laugh because they can hear the buildup of a punchline, and then
it shares some DNA with Not Gonna Doubt It.
It really does.
It's like a cousin of Not Gonna Doubt It. Yeah.
Wash your asses. I didn't know what it was in Switzerland. I thought it was a sink for midget all these years. But they have bidets and they wash.
Bidets.
He says that incorrectly. Yeah.
I mean, it's the most, to flub on a punchline. I've done it before, like at live shows where you flub a punchline and you just hear the audience. They know they're not going to give you that laugh. They're not going to give it to you. If you flub it, you don't earn it. So
I usually will correct myself if it happens, but the moment's gone. I mean, you're not going to recover.
Punchline's ruined no matter what. Yeah. You really want to, like, when you say your midget punchline, you really want it to. And Nick has a lot of those at our live shows.
Most of my punchlines are,
all right, WDAY. I can't believe we didn't show this to you last time. This is local news in Fargo, and an editor gave us all of their blooper tapes.
20 years worth.
Yeah, 20 years worth. And here's two good ones. I don't know if this is technically a flub or this woman is just kind of losing her mind, but there's about 1 million flubs in this one. And then listen closely because there's a follow-up flub with another guy right after it. Here we go.
As for the pit bull, there's no clear what they're going to get next. The pit bull may not be in trouble, according to Fargo. Reporting live, Andrea Hubble, WDAY 6 News.
So I think that she probably lost her cue cards or something, or just lost her mind. But I like that she says that the pit bull won't be in trouble anymore.
By Fargo. She won't be in trouble by Fargo.
The pit bull won't be in trouble. What do you think? Is this a flub or is this just
Yeah, it seems like, I think there's possibly two explanations. I think one is just that, the nerves of being live and just like not being able to kind of figure out what sentence she's trying to say. There's also, I could see, because in a lot of news reports, they have an earpiece in their ear. And every so often this kind of sticks out in my mind that if they're being talked to, like, hey, Andrea, we need to wrap it up. All right, you only have 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's like to be able to have to like hear something and speak at the same time could really mess you up. It's just a theory. It could be wrong, but
I would have a problem with that too. Somebody yapping in
something.
your ear. I think that's probably accurate. All right.
The pit bull may not be in trouble, according to Fargo. Reporting live, Andrea Hubble, WDAY 6 News.
Okay, here's the other one.
Reporting live in North Fargo, Bill Shammert, WDAY 6 News.
I mean, there's not even time. There's not even time for a micro reaction there either. Yeah, 6 knows. But that is like the very last word of the sentence that the people are going to hear from you is a flub. Like, that's the best.
Yeah, that's gonna stick with them for a long time.
Oh, I'm sure.
Reporting live in North Fargo, Bill
So
Shammert, WDAY 6 Nose.
It's the name of the show too. It's clearly something he says a lot at the end of every report. How do you mess that up?
I know. All right. So IMGs are these things, like if you go into YouTube and you type in IMG and 4 numbers, there are dozens and dozens of videos that only have like 2 or 3 views. And we always wonder like why people put these up. And it's kind of become our new obsession. And I've been harvesting a bunch of these, and it's just jam packed with flubs. So there's this one. It's a pretty, like, it's like 6 seconds long. You wonder why anybody would have uploaded it in the first place. I think it must have been accidental, but it's this guy, it's a baseball coach, and the baseball kid is hitting off of a tee, and then the coach says something to him, and there's a flub, but there's a flub recovery. So listen closely here.
Here, you want to come and bring him over, Jim, or you want to look at it? Keep hitting Ryan.
So he flubbed his name. He goes, keep hitting Tyler, keep hitting Ryan. Yeah.
Got himself halfway through.
Yeah, and that has like 3 views on YouTube right now if you want to check it out.
I'd love to be the 4th. I'd be honored.
Here's another IMG. This is we call this one the nervous mayor. And I think that they were recording some sort of promo, I don't know, for their city. And I don't know, the mayor's not that good on camera. You're a director, so watch this and let me know if you think that this is a good take or not.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Matt Salka, Mayor of Bayfield, Colorado. I want to welcome to our community. We have a great town. It's a family-oriented town. We love our local businesses, and we take pride in our parks. And welcome.
Jeez.
Look at that. I mean, that's more than a micro reaction at the end.
Yeah, he knew he messed up. Gosh, that's worse than Steven Dorff. His reaction is eyebrow raised and split fingers.
Better luck next time. But did you hear the flub? I think he forgot the word welcome.
Yeah, welcome to town.
Welcome
yeah,
town.
Got 2, I think.
That's a weird flub to omit a word.
Town.
Is weird.
Welcome our town. Is that what it was?
Yeah, welcome our town.
Welcome our town. He's the mayor. So he is the mayor, or he wants. He
is the mayor. Yeah, he's definitely the mayor.
Geez.
Yeah. All right, listen to the
big mistake.
Flub.
Yeah.
In the voting department on this guy.
Hi, my name is Matt Salka, Mayor of Bayfield, Colorado. I want to welcome to our community.
I want to welcome to our community.
Want to welcome to our community.
Yeah. Flubs where you forget the word are weird flubs. Those are strange flubs. So omission flubs.
Yeah. Plus he's the mayor. He's wearing a polo shirt.
Yeah, a little casual. Like, where's the tie? Where's the sash?
Wardrobe flub. Yeah, where's the sash? I thought that was a requirement of all mayors.
Big Abe Lincoln hat.
So we do this VCR party every single week. So there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of flub opportunities, and
sure.
Anytime Nick makes a flub and I edit the episode, I have my own bin of Nick flubs. So I'd like to show you some Nick Prueher flubs.
I don't do that for Joe. So, but I guess it's just a one-way street with this.
Well, I actually do it for all flubs. So like I have my George bin, I have my Steve bin, but you happen to be here with the Flubmaster. So I thought I'd show the Flubmaster some of your flubs. So here's a Nick flub on VCR party.
I just have one more that Mickey Fever, our buddy Mickey, sent us. This is Christmas is right around the cover. I think this is supposed to be named Colin, but it just says colon.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that one. You know, you're looking at a cover. You're talking about the cover, but Christmas is not right around the cover. I tell you that.
I think maybe 5 seconds after you made that flub, I think we all then started making fun of you. So I just cut that part out.
So do you think you noticed it, or did you just you didn't want to waste the time talking about it, or do you think you just didn't notice it at all?
I don't think I noticed it in the moment. I don't, because I think Well, and in my defense, if you go on the other side of that, Christmas is right around the cover as well. It's a similar
That's
scene.
true.
So
So you think you're doing it on purpose?
Yep, no flub here.
Wow. So Joe was the one that flubbed. By
Oh, it
calling
was a
this
flub for showing this. There's plenty more Nick flubs coming up, but I want to study like how does Nick react to a flub? Does he
I
power
want to
through,
study
or
it
does-
too. Yeah.
Yeah. How does Nick? Okay, let's take a look again.
This is Christmas is right around the cover. I think this is supposed to be named Colin, but it
He's
just
powering
says
through.
colon. Yeah, went
He
right
powers
through it.
Or did you not notice that you had the flub?
I don't think I noticed in that moment because I
Okay.
was getting to the Colin part, and I think I just powered through. Yeah, I don't think I noticed it.
Now there's some flub explanations in there that are clearly the flubber's mind is like 3 steps ahead or 3 or 4 words ahead, and so they're not even in the present. They're 3 or 4 seconds ahead. I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah, as a flubber, I can say I was 3 or 4 seconds ahead in that moment.
And I think that's exactly what happened with the nervous mayor.
Yeah. Your mind was right around the cover on that one. Phew.
All right, here's another one where Nick, it's not, it's a flub. It's definitely a flub, but he says the word interview instead of email. He's like,
that's weird.
He means to say, I got this email from somebody, but he said, I got this interview from somebody. All right, take a listen.
Okay. But my point is we have a long back catalog of material, and people who are just joining us on VCR Party, they maybe don't know all the old stuff. It's fun to go back and look at it. And an interview came in from a guy named Mike who said, have you heard of the VHS tape Dancing Grannies?
Wow, the interview just came right in, huh?
Well, in my defense, again, Mike sent me an interview that was done about the Dancing Granny. So no flub.
I think his micro reaction, I think he kind of knows something's off. I don't think he knows that he flubs, but I think he knows that something's off, and he kind of looks to the side a little bit. I think that might be
okay. Let
what
me
he
look.
deals with it.
Let me see if I have a tell.
Yeah.
Know all the old stuff. It's fun to go back and look at it. And an interview came in from a guy named Mike who said, have you heard of the VHS tape Dancing Grannies? Yeah, possibly.
You know what it was? He had a little nose breath. A little.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he breathes in. Interview came in. Yeah, listen for it.
Guy named Mike who said,
oh, here we go.
Yeah, I didn't time my breath right. I took it earlier than I normally would have at the end of the sentence. I took it in the middle of it. I can look at it. And an interview came in from a guy named Mike who said, have you heard of the VHS tape Dancing Grannies?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, sorry, dude. You got to time your breaths better.
Yeah, I got to get better at my flub recovery.
Right after a from? No way.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's another one. I don't even remember this one. This was so we do these college shows. We do these virtual college shows, and Nick had one in this college show. I remember what this one is. Yeah, listen. And we probably have, I don't know, like 25 students watching virtually, so they witnessed this flub.
The next one is something where we didn't learn our lesson. We could have stopped and rested on our laurels after doing Kenny and the yo-yo.
Yeah, so one more time.
Is you're ready to jump in, Joe, immediately to correct me.
Well, I say what? Immediately after you flub that one.
Yeah. Is something where we didn't learn our lesson. We could have stopped and rested on our laurels after doing Kenny and the yo-yo guy.
Yeah, I think Joe has more of the micro reaction there. You kind of see his eyebrows furrow. Huh? Resting on our lawyers.
What are you
think
talking about?
You're having an image of you and Nick laying on some lawyers in that moment.
And and when you're performing live, basically you're in a partnership where you see one person flagging, the other person steps in. It's a real yes and kind of thing. I mean, you know this is in comedy especially. It's you try to lift the other person up, then it's a real dance you're doing there. So
well, Nick, I just wanted to point out that I was genuinely confused. I was like, we are resting on our lawyers. We're resting like I was very confused. And I wanted
no
to
idea
what I ask you what you're talking about.
Right in front of those 25 students, you had to call attention to that. Yeah,
who are barely paying attention anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so this last one is so we did these morning news pranks where we got on as different people. Like Nick got on as Chef Keith. I think you've seen these before.
Oh yes.
Nick got on one on a Rockford station, and the idea was to that he would show you what to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers, and he put all the leftovers into a blender and then blended them up and then poured them over, corn or like mashed potatoes or something. And so this is one that we reference all the time. This is like our Cripsy chicken.
Classic.
And so listen to how Nick says that this is a good way to spruce up your mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you have mashed potatoes as your food. Well, all you do is just pour a little bit of this out, and this spices up your leftovers with other leftovers.
It spices it up.
It spices it up. Do you think it was spruce and spice?
Yep, that's exactly what it was, Dan. I was like, spice it up. Spicing up something is a common phrase. And so it's sprucing up, and I just
spice it up.
Combine the two.
I think that's what you do a lot. Like you tend to do that, and like with the cover and corner and lawyer and laurels, I think that the words jumble up. And I remember you saying that your dad did that once that you guys haven't forgot with mustaches.
Yeah. He was asking what people want on their pizza, and instead of sausage and sausage and
mushrooms,
it was mustaches. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it runs in the family.
I think it's a DNA thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not just a human thing that people do in talking.
But there's an added weirdness to mustaches though, because it's because you don't say sausages. Like, do I want sausages on my pizza? You say sausage.
Right.
So mustaches.
Yeah, you're right. It takes it's an extra level of it.
So you took mushrooms, just the mush and the S at the end, and then osage. So it's kind of three words combined. Pretty impressive.
And then the T came out of nowhere. Mustages. There's no where the T come from.
I don't know. Like a vestige of something. Vestiges. I don't know. Yeah.
Those are my flubs.
I just have a couple. I didn't keep like a bin of them, but these were from my memory. And one of these was sent in. It was actually shortly after your appearance last year, and it was Stephen Colbert on The Late Show. He was talking. This is Andy Junk sent this in, and we'll just listen to it. No correction.
Dr. Deborah Birx. Birx appeared on Face the Brennan with Margaret Nation and revealed the ex-president was getting more than suggested.
Okay.
You know what? I have this one in my flub folder.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
I do.
Somebody must have alerted you to this as well.
I have a bin full of Colbert. He's the king of powering through flubs, and this is a perfect example. Yeah, I have this exact one.
I would love to know. I would love to know what the closed captioning did for that. How did the closed captioning
Face the Brennan with Margaret Nation?
I think they had to just go with it. I think they just have to type what they hear.
That's it. I wonder if, like in closed captioning school, if they teach you what to do with a flub. I wonder if there's like a training video or something, like how to handle flubs.
Do you correct the person? Yeah, I don't know. One more time here.
Dr. Deborah Birx. Birx appeared on Face the Brennan with Margaret Nation and revealed the ex-president was getting
Face the Brennan
2 or 3 seconds ahead. You're right, Dan. I think you're right. 2 or 3 seconds ahead, and he didn't notice it in real time.
Yep. Reading a teleprompter.
Yeah.
And this one is the Pizza Hut in my hometown where I am now, Stoughton, Wisconsin, was getting rid of all of its training videos. They're actually ready to get thrown out, but a restaurant inspector showed up and alerted us to this. And my dad went and rescued him, sent him to us. And I was watching one that was all about, I think the CEO or one of the head of customer experience or something was talking at the end of this video, which is all about pizza production. And I just noticed this, I thought it was a great flub.
We want you to have perfectly spread cheese on the pizza. We would like toppings in every bite.
Okay. Toppings in every bite.
Yeah, he's thinking 2 seconds ahead. Typings on every bite. He was thinking bite when he said toppings.
Exactly. Yes.
And you can see him reading off probably cue cards because his eyes are darting. You can see they're kind of going back and forth here. And so, I think he just was thinking ahead. And but they could have redone it. This is a training video that went out to millions of employees.
That's what I was going to say is like they got a professional staff to do this, but I think since it's the CEO, I think that they're probably a little intimidated and they just want to say like, hey, perfect, that's great. But Dan, you're actually a director. What do you think?
Yeah, and there is I think that's a good point. I mean, first of all, that's a whole other category of flubs that, on the last time I brought in a commercial where there's people saying $40 and they accidentally said $40. And it's like a commercial when you're shooting it and editing it, it's like, how do you let that go through? I mean, you do as many takes as you need to get it perfect. Even in post, you can always ADR something to make it more clear. But I think you're onto something, if you're working with somebody like a famous person or something, or somebody, who's sort of somewhat intimidating, it's like, you don't want to correct them. You don't want to, it takes a little bit of guts to say, you know what, you said that one wrong. We're gonna have to do it again.
Christian Bale, you said that one wrong. You said exactly. Typings, you're supposed to say toppings.
Yeah,
it was tough to do.
Very much the Christian Bale of pizza. So they don't want to. Yeah.
Well, so you mentioned you had a giant bin of flubs. What do you got for us?
So this is the most stressful part about an appearance like this. I've got a bunch, and of all different kinds and all different categories, and I don't want to overwhelm you, so I'm just going to keep it to a few, but that kind of tackle a couple different categories. But I'm going to start with this one. This was one that I found like a day after our last appearance. I've been sitting on it a while. So this is from, I don't want to brag, but I watched the Ken Burns masterclass on Masterclass. So I've seen the whole Ken Burns documentary. He's a documentary filmmaker. And so there's a moment here, and this again is a shot edited, could have done another take, but it's Ken Burns. You don't tell Ken Burns, we got to do another take, you messed up. So this is him, Ken Burns, talking about some still photographers. So let me share screen here. Pull it up.
Now, are these master classes, are they pre-taped, or does he
do
these lives?
Yep. So it's like he subscribed to Masterclass, so hopefully I'm not in trouble for sharing my license here with this clip. But yeah, it's all pre-taped, so it's like sit down interviews. They're just talking to camera. It's usually like a couple hours of like 15-minute chunks talking about different things. So this is Ken Burns talking about some still photographers. Here it is.
Hollywood film director. That's what I've wanted to be since I was 12 years old. But all the teachers there are social documentary still photographers that remind me quite correctly.
Still photographers first. So you see, there's a pretty good micro reaction here. There's a tiny little like eyebrow raise, and it's right in that little moment. There's a brief pause after he says still photographers, where in his mind he's going, wait, did I just say still photogra? Yeah, I definitely did. Okay, let me finish. First.
All about half second. Wow.
Yeah.
One more time. Hollywood film director. That's what I've wanted to be since I was 12 years old. But all the teachers there are social documentary still photographers that remind me quite correctly.
And that little look off to the right. So
yeah, that's what you got to do, because you got to refocus. You got to go back over and be like,
yeah, there's the eyebrow
raise.
There's
the eyebrows, and then watch this look. Oop. Oop. Did the script supervisor hear that?
Yeah. And I feel like they kind of have to talk themselves off the ledge a little bit too, at that point. It's just
exactly.
Like,
and he's very crisp too. And like the whole thing is very crisp. Even the way he flubs is quite crisp. Still photographers first. It's very, very crisp. All right, one more time.
12 years old, but all the teachers there are social documentary still photographers that remind me quite correctly.
So let me ask you this: when you're watching the masterclass and you hear a flub like that, you're probably not paying attention for like the next 30 seconds or so. You're thinking about like, how can I get this flub?
30 seconds. It was minutes. There's several episodes. Several classes. I was drawing a blank. Yeah. It was a big moment for me.
Yeah. Wow. And well worth the masterclass subscription, I would say, just for that alone.
Most definitely. Okay. All right. That's that one. Let me see here. Okay. Now this one. So this was, so I have to admit, so this one, so I've become, a little bit known around the community as a flub hound. So, most of these I find myself, but this was a rare case where, people know how much I love flubs. This one was sent to me from a Jeopardy episode. It's sent by a guy named Sage Boggs, who's a writer friend that I know of. So this was sent here. It's from not too long ago, I think within the last year, from Jeopardy. And so this is just a quick clip, and he's Jeopardy goes. It's very fast paced. You're rattling off the categories, and here it is.
David, what is leaving Las Vegas? Yes. Words from Native American languages, 600.
So the category you see right there, words from Native American languages, which I'm sure he said probably, a dozen times at least during this this show. But, you're rattling off really quick. He's already thinking of, his knowledge of Native American languages. He's not thinking about the words that he's saying there.
Well,
and
especially
he technically says it, but it's
slurred.
mangled.
Especially the fact that he's saying the word language and he's flubbing the word language.
The very word.
The very word language he's flubbing. That's impressive.
And this is you can see, take a special look at his face here, because you can kind of see he's like powering through it, and there's a lot of like undulations of the face happening. It's not so much a reaction afterwards. He knows as he's saying the words that he's flubbing it.
Okay, we'll watch closely.
David, what is leaving Las Vegas? Yes. Words from Native American languages, 600.
You can see it's kind of some squints, some winks, a little bit of
some squints and winks,
extra chin wiggle in there.
I was gonna say, does anybody in the audience laugh? I thought I might have heard somebody laugh in the audience, like some other flubhounds that might be in the audience.
David, what is leaving Las Vegas? Yes. Words from Native American languages, 600.
No, maybe not. Maybe I misheard that.
You can definitely hear the silence though afterwards. So just like, did I hear that correctly? There's even a nice little like breath in, like, all right, I'm just gonna move on past that.
If you were in that audience though, and he said that, would you have laughed out loud? Do you think? Like,
I would have laughed out loud. Yeah, you would have heard just an echoey laugh, somewhat stifled, because I'd probably be the only one. But
that ribbon he's wearing though is actually in honor of flubs. It was Flub Awareness Month. So yeah,
remembering the flub.
So he was honoring flubs. He knew it was coming,
and the only way he knew how,
by saying languages, adding an extra syllable to languages.
Well, yeah. Well, I love that people like see a flub and they're just like, the first thought is you. They're like, oh, I got to send this to Dan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and this was a good one, because I've definitely sent quite a few, and they're kind of like, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it, but it's not enough. It's not good enough for the VCR party. But I hang on to those too. Okay, let's see. So this is one. This is kind of an interesting one. This is sort of a classic. It's from a couple years ago. It's Chris Rock on the Oscars, and so there is a correction, but I think it's obviously, as you'll see, the correction is essential to knowing what he was trying to say. It's kind of a different category that I don't know if we've really talked about, but we'll watch it.
This is a big stage too.
It's the biggest. I mean, this is a spot that I love to look. Any awards shows, Golden Globes, Oscars, Grammys, presidential debates, they're very rich with flubs. Okay, so here's this one. He's talking about let's just watch.
We're about to see how much money we raise.
So you see, he does correct, but clearly what he was trying to say was, we're about to see how much money we raised. It's for the Girl Scouts, and so it's like, we're about to see how much money we raised, but for some reason, instead of money we raised, what came out was mute. We're about to see how much mute. So I don't know if he saw something on the prompter he didn't like, or he just who knows what happened, but what came out was Mew.
We're about to see how much money we raise.
I don't even know how to spell that. Mew.
I mean, and I don't think of him as a flubber either. I think he's usually pretty crisp with his words.
Very crisp, which is what made it, a good one. And he has a good micro flub too at the end. You kind of see, he doesn't really see it so much at the end, but it's this little look at the end. See a little eye dart?
Oh yeah.
See? He looks a little nervous. He's kind of like twiddling his fingers, looking off to the side. Did anyone notice that? A room full of celebrities.
Right. Yeah. You don't normally see him look fearful either. Like, he's a very brave comic.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see a little bit of fear in his eyes there, it's because of the flub. That'll do that to a man.
Yeah, exactly. There it is. We're about to see how much Mew.
Yeah, that is a flub that, I don't know if I would even notice it first time, but when you have that keen ear for it, then you do.
Yeah. About to see how much.
Do you ever wish you could turn off the flub radar? Do you ever wish you could just enjoy something? Okay.
You crazy? No way. It's a rare
There's
gift.
no going back. Yeah, it's a gift. You're right.
Tell me what happens when you're watching the Academy Awards and you see that flub. Do you immediately and you're there with your wife, and then like, do you have to say like, okay, we got to stop watching this for a second because I got to record that, I got to get that?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yeah, but she's also very on board. Like she's just as excited as I am.
Oh,
so.
She's a flub hound too.
Yeah. Oh, big time. So it's usually if it's a live show or something, I pull out the phone and I go right up to the TV and I record it. It's because it's tricky. I want to try to get as best, good a quality as possible. So if I can find it on, like, the Oscars are tough because they don't like put them up on YouTube.
Right.
It's hard to like clip it out and get the good audio. So, but there are some times too, like where I'll, like with Ken Burns, you can't record master classes. So I had to take it into my closet, turn off all the lights, crank up the volume. So I got good quality there. Because
you and your wife, you guys met on Flubmates, right? Is that where you guys met?
Yeah. We were the only two on there. So it's a match made in heaven.
It's where flub lovers can connect with each other, and
It's flubbersonly.com. So.
What do you think? One more? We got one more? How many more do you got?
I mean, it's embarrassing how many more I have. Let's see. You know what? Actually, okay, let's going back to Colbert really quick. So I have several Colberts, and then this is another one that's a different category, and it's one where it's such a kind of crazy flub, just like a meltdown of language, that I think it's worth doing. Now he does break, and he does kind of laugh at the end, as you'll see, but it's such a good flub that I think it's worth just introducing this other category. I usually don't like it when they catch their own flub, but it's quite
You're making an exception here. Okay.
Yes, yeah. I apologize, but it's worth the exception. So it's I believe what he's trying to say is then it gets a little sexy from here on out. I think that's what he's trying to say. But this is what happens.
Guy from Guam, and now it gets a little sexy for him from the hat.
For him a hat.
Okay.
Like, he never really catches up at all. But it sounds to me like it gets a little sexy from here on out.
Yeah,
that's
I think
what he's
you're
trying
right.
to say.
As Trump, I guess, right?
And now it gets a little.
Yeah, he's doing a Trump impression.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guy from Guam, and now it gets a little sexy for him from the hat.
For him a hat.
He turned the flub into a laugh, though, because they weren't laughing for the right reason. They were laughing at the flub, not the joke.
Right.
But a laugh's
exactly.
a laugh. And if you can turn a flub into a laugh, take it, right? I mean, that's what the pros will. That's what the master class will tell you, right?
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
And
he's a master comedian and a master flubber at the same time.
And especially while doing an impression, flubbing while doing an impression, that's bad. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Well, not going to doubt it.
Oh, not
in a
going to
way.
doubt it. You're right.
It's sort of that, but yeah. Wow, yeah, that is a good. And when do you bail on a flub? Is it after 2 attempted corrections that don't go right? I mean,
I think you bail.
That was it. I think it was just like 1 or 2 syllables, he would have just powered through. But since it was about 6, he had no choice. Too many vowels.
Is Colbert the king of the flubs? Did you say, as far as like late night goes? Does he flub more than anybody?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've got a folder. I've got about 7 or 8 that I'm looking at right now. Just because he powers through. I mean, I think that's why that one stuck out, because it was probably the most robust flub, but he did catch himself. Usually he doesn't.
You worked in late night. If they do flub, will they sometimes retake it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Sometimes. And so, but it seems like Colbert doesn't, because it just seems like there's enough opportunities where it's like, oh, he you would have thought he would have, and they usually use it as a cutaway. I mean, that's kind of half the reason that there are sidekicks and band mates and stuff, and Paul Schaefer's and whatnot. It's because, like, in the edit, you just like, oh, let's just redo that joke again, quick cutaway to Paul Schaefer,
right.
and you're good to go.
I will say, I worked on Colbert for the Colbert Report for the first 3 years, and at the beginning, he's in character, and he do like, tonight, and there's 3 quick jokes about what you're gonna see, and he would flub them all the time. And they would, after the whole episode, a producer would flag them, and then he would go back and re-record them. And sometimes it looks funny on paper. The strips look funny. The language is how it should be. But then when you read them aloud, it's tough to say, So,
I think that, like you said, I think he's the quickest guy in late night too, as far as like jokes coming up. So I think he's always thinking 3 or 4 seconds ahead, and that's why he flubs so much, is because he's thinking 3 or 4 seconds ahead instead of in the moment like that. So I think we cracked the case here.
Yeah,
improv background. Yeah. Let me ask you one more flub question, Dan. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, do you think the difference is because he was playing a character in the Colbert Report and now he's himself? So it's like, it's okay to flub, but back then it was like, I'm a character. I don't want to mess up.
Probably. Yeah. Cause he couldn't break character and laugh as that character. Whereas as himself, he can. But yeah, I think was one of my flub pet peeves is when somebody flubs and they go blah 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 blah, can't talk.
Yes, yeah,
and
that's
like
the worst.
College, like public speaking classes, you see that all the time in public, like in like college, somebody be giving a speech, blah blah blah, blah, can't talk today. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, because it's. Yeah, I think it does like, I know why they do it, because they are kind of like diffusing the embarrassment of it. So it makes perfect sense why they would, but you know, for us flubsters, you know, it's not what you want to see.
Well, you're really just putting a magnifying glass on it, you know, and just being like, I'm alerting you to the flub that I just made. Nobody thinks about it usually, except for flub hounds like us. But I would say the majority of people watching, they'll just like allow it, and they'll just be like, oh, it's a flub. I flub daily, you know?
Yeah, that's my pet peeve too. One of the worst.
A hell of a batch of flubs this year, and I know there's plenty of more. So we got to do this every 6 months. Let's not make it a year next time, right?
Did you say plenty of more?
Oh no, did I?
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, I wish we could play this back. You said you meant to say there's plenty more, but you said plenty of more.
Oh man, this is gonna be on the 6 month flub day.
Record it up, clip it out, put it in the flub folder.
Oh, I will immediately.
Also, Nick, get a flub folder going.
I know. I really have to. I gotta you know what? I'm making one on my desktop right now. That's how committed I am to this. So, and you know what? I feel like now also I'm thinking about talking way too much and being careful. So I feel like I've flubbed more tonight than I have in months because I'm thinking too much about it.
Yeah.
So
your breathing seems to be okay.
Breathing's okay, but yeah, just in terms of flubbing, I feel like I've made a lot, transposing words and things like that. So
this is a tough episode. This is one of the toughest episodes of the year, I would say.
High degree of difficulty. Yeah.
It's a tightrope. The whole episode's a tightrope.
You got a spotlight on the vocal cords. All three of us, really.
Yeah, and I've really failed, so I apologize.
I'm sure the message boards are lighting up with like all the other flubs that we had.
Absolutely.
So all right, great batch of flubs, everybody. We nailed it. Dan, you're like you and Haskell on is that on YouTube? Do you guys have a YouTube page, or is it just Instagram, or where do you guys
we have a YouTube channel called Real Big Boys, me and John Haskell. We've been making little short films for years. You know, hundreds of views we get on there. But
same here.
We just got we get together whenever we can. And I'm in LA, he's in New York, so it's been a little bit harder the last couple of years, but whenever we're together, we make little short films.
Oh, and I love them so much. I'm in tears with it. And did you bring up Born in a Mausoleum, a music video that you guys did? I've watched it honestly over 100 times. So like I'm the 100 views that are on there. Because I love the song, I love the video. And do you have it? Can you share it with me?
Yes, I have it. Let me find it in my.
What is the backstory?
Big Boys folder.
So
this was so we did so this was actually this was like March of 2020, and Haskell was out here in LA visiting right when the pandemic hit. So we were able to kind of use that time while he was kind of stuck here for that week or two to just make a bunch of shorts. We had nothing else to do. And so this was one of them, which was kind of based on, so there's like some weird YouTube videos that we watch. I guess I'll show the whole thing, even the little intro to it, but it's sort of based on some short films, some YouTube channels that are like, ghosts caught on tape. And so there's this one guy in particular that we liked, and he basically shows ghosts caught on videos. It's usually like a top 10 list of like, number 9, here's a video that was caught in Nashville, Tennessee. And it'll just show like a ghost caught on, or an orb, caught on a ring cam or something. But then he also on the side, this YouTuber, at the end of his videos, like, now I'd like to, release this new music video that I've been making. And so it's kind of somewhat based on that, but also like very, we always love, 90s stuff and like Jinko jeans and, goth wear and stuff. So we made a music video. It starts with one of those little, sort of a parody of the YouTube ghost videos, but then, our music video at the end. And I'll show it first, and then we can talk about it.
Great.
Okay, so here's Born in a Mausoleum.
Caught on ring cam at the home of Dan Oste in Sheridan, Iowa. Look near the car. There it is. Did you see it? Let's roll on that back. Here you see a tiny glowing orb float by the 2011 Hyundai Accord. I'm still not sure what it could be. Perhaps it's the ghost of a spirit. What do you think? Comment in the comment section how bright you think the orb was. 8 for very bright, 4 for not that bright. For more Raymond Schaffer's videos, please subscribe, and then you can subscribe. Now stay tuned for a clip from my upcoming music video, Born in a Mausoleum, featuring Blood Priest.
Born in a mausoleum, all of my friends are demons. My bed is filled with spiders, evil conquers my desires. Oh, darkness is my world. Oh, broken heart by a girl.
Broken heart by a girl.
Causes all these stains, and every day it rains. It causes major pain.
I'm tired of living a lie.
It causes major pain.
5 demons caught on film at sandwich chains. That's the first time I noticed that when you say major pain, there's a Major Pain Damon Wayans movie poster in the back. I never noticed.
I didn't know.
There are a lot of little Easter eggs in there. There's an appearance from Slender Man, real quick.
I saw him this time too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big
man.
one.
It's so layered. I find something new every single time. It's so good.
And you got a new video coming out this month, right?
Yeah. So we're in post on on this one. So this is actually, we're excited about this one. We shot it in that little lull. Haskell came out in like August before whatever the new variants came out, and so we shot this short film together. And there's like one shot that we wanted to do that is out of our realm of visual effects. And so we hired out to a visual effects company. So that's what slowed it down. It's going to take like a month or two to get these couple of visual effects shots. So we're trying to take a step up in our quality.
I was going to say
real VFX house here. So
wow, really? You're like actually like shopping this out. You're not going to.
Yeah, it's going to be there's a whole CG character, that makes an appearance. So it's only for a few seconds in the whole video, but I'm hoping it'll be worth it. So it's slowed down post, but yeah, it's coming out probably in about a month.
And what's the YouTube channel? What's the YouTube channel called again?
Real Big Boys.
Big
Boys. We'll link to it in the show notes or the comments. So yeah,
appreciate that. Yeah.
Flubmaster, Dan Opsal. What a great
batch. And yes, I can't wait for next year's batch. I'm already hounded. I'm already hounding these flubs.
Well, the next flub date is right around the cover. So we're looking forward to it. You really know how to spice up VCR parties. So thanks for coming on, Dan.
Shows your ravioli's. Shows your ravioli's. Shows your ravioli's.
Thank you again to Dan Opsal. Always one of my favorite episodes of the year. And I know that I flubbed several times during that. And so I think the Melindas will have already picked them up and isolated them. And I look forward to seeing those in the weeks to come.
And you'll probably flub by the time the show's not over yet. I mean, there's still plenty of show left.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
And while that was playing, I was looking at shiny 16-bit butts from the Shining Force video game series. So that was what I did while we played that pre-tape.
Yeah, and sexy stuff.
Oh, yeah. Real hot stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I mentioned my raffle. Now that we all know how to win at a raffle, you should submit to this raffle to try and win my 14-year-old underwear, bootleg South Park and Simpsons that was purchased by a friend Marcus in Thailand and given to me, and I wore it. It's very comfortable. I washed it. I'm not a monster. I'm not going to give you dirty underwear, but like this is like, I didn't want to throw it away. I thought maybe the Melindas would want this. So here's what it's called. It's called Am I sure I really want Joe's bootleg South Park and Simpsons boxer shorts that Marcus got him in Thailand 14 years ago? And maybe he'll throw in a Bazinga's hat? So I have a Bazinga's hat here with the sticker still on it, and maybe I'll throw it in. Who knows? So send your submission sweepstakes to the number that you see up on the screen.
Okay, very good. I think maybe not a number, but the address.
Yeah, it's a flub. It's another
yeah,
flub.
see, again, it's on our brains. It's just flubs on the brain.
You got to be extra careful on a flub episode, and I'm towards the end of it, and I'm just starting to getting exhausted at this point.
Yeah, I know. Yep, we got, and if you didn't listen, our new podcast is up. This is actually Tim Harrod's podcast, but it's through the Found Footage Festival. Bastard Tapes, the worst and weirdest audio of all time. We're talking about TV songs. So check it out. It's on Spotify now, and hopefully by the time you're listening on Apple Podcasts as well. Check it out. Oh, and next week we got a good show. Joe Pera, the very funny. If you haven't seen Joe Pera, any of his Adult Swim shows, he's just one of the funniest guys around. And
he's my new favorite right now. He's my new favorite. I just finished season 3 of the show, and it's so good. It's so good, and a lot of it's shot in Wisconsin, and I'm excited about that. We've been wanting to get him for like a year and a half now, and so
so look up Joe Pera. Do your homework. Get on the Joe Pera train, and then join us where he'll be our guest next week. And we're continuing to watch Frank Worley sing-along videos all month for EP mode. Join us in that activity. It's very fun. It's patreon.com/Found Footage Festival.
And George, you're going to take us out. You made a video of IMGs, correct? For last week, we had my birthday episode, and
right. We watched a lot of them, but there were so many great ones that we didn't get to, and I wanted to write a tribute song to them, and I spent forever. I came up with, I think, a memorable melody, and I really just slaved over the lyrics. So
I have a feeling you're underselling this. So
okay,
we'll be right back right after that.
Well, I was going to ask George, is it Toe Tapper?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, if George had been prepared, he could have done better.
Check out Bogus Beat Factory on Twitch and the Literate Pixel podcast. Everybody is a puppet when they're dead.
Do it alone or with a couple.
IMG 4011, IMG 3349, IMG 3997, IMG 6735, IMG 2981. 0872. IMG 6174. IMG 3873. IMG 1074. IMG 8493. IMG 9786 33883. IMG 3398. IMG 3801. IMG 0552.
Hello, all you beautiful slices.
IMG 401.
When we return, Dr. Selner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
In 8.
My nose is
play yuck anymore.
That's all I'm doing.
Cheerio.
Tinkerbell. We'll be right back right after that.
And Kurt Polstead, the real great guy. Nice, nice.
Goodbye.
Jim's coins in Hilldale.